Good morning and welcome to Hardin Life Live. We are the Hardins and we are a family of counselors and coaches who love to take just 10 minutes each Monday morning to bring you a fresh perspective on how to live your best life, both from a biblical and therapeutic point of view. So we are so excited to be wrapping up the month of goal setting in January, which is just crazy. I can't believe we're here at the end. And wow, Mom, I truly believe you ended us with a bang talking about the brain and how the brain holds us back from living our best life, from accomplishing our goals. And you broke it down so specifically and practically. Even for me, helped me to feel like it's really doable. So I'd love for you to talk about that a little bit this morning and how we can implement some of those strategies you mentioned.
Well, as you said, this whole month is about the obstacles that keep us from achieving our goals.
Right.
And most of us would never think our own brain is an obstacle.
Right.
But that's why it's so important to understand the actual design of the brain. And when, we talk about this all the time in our Hardwired to Heal workshop, but because our brain is designed to survive, and that really is all it cares about. So it biases every direction or aptitude it has toward that one simple goal. So it does not value your personal desire to grow as a person, to stop behaviors that you dislike. It does not care about any of that.
No.
And so when you start to understand that, number one, your brain is not your moral accomplice to accomplish good things. It is actually going to filter everything through that one issue of survival. So where that breaks down practically is, okay, well, how does it do that when I'm trying to set a goal? And the number one thing, if you can get this point in our time this morning, it could revolutionize your view of moving forward in your life.
Wow, let's hear it.
Okay, I'll give you the one big one, is that your brain resists change. It absolutely hates it, despises it, and it's all because change represents more energy that's going to be needed.
Yeah,
and so
it's more work.
It's more work, and the brain is very stingy with energy because why? It's always thinking about survival. Yeah. So it wants to hoard energy in case a real threat happens. Okay. So it's going to be like this every time you and I try to change.
So that explains why when we start out so strong, how quickly we can get worn down and exhausted. It's like I make the commitment not to eat sugar or to eat more fruits and vegetables. And at the same time, it's like I feel this internal resistance to just to go back to the way that I've done it before.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Well, and again, I think, as much as the brain is wired to survive, and when we want to make a change, the brain is resisting, that it certainly makes sense that what the brain needs is a relational connection, that all healing is relational. And when the brain is locked in to survival and can find a place to feel safe, then there is a means of the brain releasing that protectiveness and defense and moving into a place of change.
Well, that's a very interesting thought in light of goal setting. And because
Yeah.
even to get the relationships you're talking about, you actually have to work with the resistance in your brain.
Mhm.
So even if you say, okay, I'll get a support group, well, your brain's going to resist a support group because it's a change.
Mhm.
So basically, have to recognize you have to outsmart it.
Yeah.
And smarting it is, as Medea would say, ease that ugly upon it. You got to ease that change upon it. And it's got to be so slight that the brain doesn't have its radar pick it up and start pushing back.
Yeah.
And that's when I really went into real change, lasting change is really done in the itty bitty. And yet none of us want to wait to do something that slowly and incrementally.
That's such a good point. It's like, we want to go to the doctor and just give us the pill. Give me the weight loss pill, give me the blood pressure pill, give me the cholesterol pill. I don't want to take the time to change my diet and exercise routine. I don't want to take the time to figure out the root issue and do the work to heal it. I just want the magic pill. We live in a microwave society, and we want it done immediately, but we all know at the end of the day, there's no such thing. When we take a pill, it causes the need for another pill and another pill and another pill. But if we actually take the time to get to the root issue, we have the hope of true lasting change. And what I loved that you just said now, and your blog says so clearly, it's incremental. It's the itty bitty. And so if you're beginning to feel overwhelmed, I know one thing that you always say to us is, slice it thinner. Okay, so you walking for an hour every day isn't happening. Slice it thinner. Go for a walk for 30 minutes a day. Is that available? Yeah.
3 days a week.
3 days a week, not every day. Right.
And that's where I gave a couple of examples. People think the only way they're going to get change is to gun it 110%.
Yeah.
And that is wrong thinking with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got to accept that if I'm going to really get to the place I want to be, it is going to be over a process of time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get it instantly, but I am actually going to build a true directional change in my life. And that is where goals really are trying to lead us, is to real change. So where I want to, just sort of also encourage people. So often we get shaming and judging of ourselves because every New Year's we're setting the same goals and the same results are happening. And we feel like we're just not serious, not wanting it. Yeah. When in fact, it was just the brain. And if you can begin to see that,
see yourself as kind of separate.
Yeah. Goal setting should not be shaming. Do you know what I mean? And so we need to see how the brain's playing into why those goals haven't been met in the past.
Totally agree. Agree.
The one other thing that I just wanted to point out, the first thing I said, you've got to do it in the power of the itty bitty.
Yeah.
The second thing that I really wanted people to recognize, and my mind is blank right now, is that change is truly built even through our failures. And we see that as a negative, but in fact, it actually deepens the brain's attempt every time it restarts again on the same goal. So don't shame yourself and say, I've tried this 5 times before. Well, guess what? Every time you tried, you are actually deepening your ability to get there. So
create that lasting change.
Just reframe failure into actually it's part of our success is to fail.
Yeah, and I totally can say that for my own life. It's the it's not just that it deepens the neural pathway and anchors it in, but it also, in a sense, builds my endurance and wisdom in and character. And I know that our society talks a lot about all of these things that we should be aiming at, like more money, more success, more possessions, more power. And when I look at what the Bible says, I see that the Bible really says that we need to be looking towards these character building traits: endurance, wisdom, kindness, hope, this instilling this hope in us. And I love seeing that our brain can help get us there in support, or it can work against us. So definitely check out the blog on these tips, help to create that little incremental change so that you can experience real lasting change in 2022. And y'all, I cannot wait to start February. It is the month of love. We're going to be talking about love from all different angles. Don't forget to check out our workshops. We've got a workshop coming up at the end of this month, actually this coming weekend, Hardwired to Heal in Dallas. And we've got Couples Connect the Valentine's Day weekend in Fairhope. So check out our website, hardinlife.com, and we look forward to sitting with you next week.